Mother furious after educational term time holiday to Egypt with son, 12, lands her with a despicable fine from school. A furious mother who was fined for taking her son on a £3,000 holiday has called the fine despicable, claiming that their trip to Egypt was educational. Michelle Partington and her husband, Andrew, took their 12-year-old son Oliver out of school for 10 days on June 1. The 46-year-old said she wanted to cheer up her son after he switched schools in April due to bullying, but couldn't afford the trip during the official holiday period, when prices skyrocketed by £2,000. She argued the trip, which included snorkelling, quad biking and visiting historic sites, was educational because of Egypt's rich history. However, the school rejected her request for authorized leave. She said, the holiday was worth it despite the fine. It was a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and it was magical. We certainly couldn't afford to go to Egypt during the school holidays, maybe Pontins or Haven or something. We work hard, so getting to spend time together as a family was nice, and we don't get to do that very often. She added, I did let the school know we'd be taking him out. I told the school this would be considered an education trip because we were going to Egypt, which is where lots of civilization began, and there's lots of history there. But Wigan Council hit back by saying that parents have a legal duty to ensure their child receives full-time education, either by regular attendance at school or otherwise, after fining her and her husband £80 each for the unauthorized absence. Local councils can issue a fine of £80 per parent for a child's unauthorized absence from school, including holidays during term time. If parents fail to pay the fine within a 21-day time frame, the amount doubles, and if it remains unpaid, they may face prosecution. Mrs. Partington, a driving school company director who lives in Wigan, Greater Manchester, said, as much as education is really important, I think spending time with family and relaxing with family and enjoying family time on holiday is equally as important for a child's mental health. The mother made sure there were no exams during the trip, but was still warned she could be fined. She said, I was expecting to get a fine and I'd heard that it was £80. My husband and I received separate letters. I just thought they were doing their due diligence by sending it to them both, but it was £160. You'd think there was a better way to deal with this. She was devastated when she and her husband both received an £80 fine from Wigan Council on July 2, forcing her to cancel the fun plans she'd organized for her son during the summer break. We had trips booked during the summer holidays, but because of the additional expense of the fine, those things have had to go to the wayside. Oliver wanted to go to Jurassic World in London, but the funds aren't there. But she stands by her decision and has called on the council to change their policy as well as the holiday companies to stop charging higher prices during school holidays. She said, we had to swap his high school because he was bullied. He was still very upset about what had happened. This holiday was to cheer him up about that as well. I feel like the school and the council didn't really take that into consideration. You'd have thought there'd be some sort of leniency there. Even if the council said yes, you have to send this fine, does each parent have to pay it? They should give an option to pay it in installments so it's not as big of a hit. I can understand the school wanting to take a stance on children being present at school, and I understand education is so important. What is unfair is the holiday companies charging through the nose so much more money when people need to go during the school holidays. It just makes it impossible for normal people to book nice holidays during the school holidays because it's too expensive. A Wigan Council spokesperson said, parents have a legal duty to ensure their child receives full-time education, either by regular attendance at school or otherwise. Head teachers may only grant a leave of absence during term time if they consider that there are exceptional circumstances, and the Department for Education's statutory guidance, updated in August 2024, reinforces that a holiday is not considered exceptional.